to Daryl's Little Corner. We'll be with you every Monday from 7 till 8. I appreciate so much you tuning in tonight. We've got a very special program for you. A few weeks ago, we featured a very special man, Mr. Felix Jones. He's an honored veteran. He belongs to all of the veterans organizations. He, honey, I'm telling you, I can't believe he's 85 years old. I can't keep up with him. Bless his heart, puts out a garden. You know, we showed him in his garden and at his catfish pond. I mean, that man, he don't ever slow up. He's married to a sweet, sweet, precious lady, Miss Sandra Jones. She's a blessing. You know, I think they've been married all their lives. I'm just sure of it. Now, why, that is a blessing, because we don't all get that privilege. Oh, they've just been blessed. Felix Jones is retired from the United States Air Force. He's a retired, he retired from there, and then he came home and he drove a school bus. And he retired from there too. And you know, he's just always loved children. As far back as I can remember, he loved children. I used to keep his grandkids, and he was just, he just loved everybody's kids. He just loves kids. A few weeks ago, as I say, we toured his backyard and his garden. And you know, when we were in that backyard, something caught my eye. I don't know, it just got my interest. He's got an old chicken house that's about fell down. He told us, he said, well, I got it propped up where it won't fall on nobody and anybody get hurt. But it's got tin cans, old rusty tin cans, are nailed to the side of it. And I'm like, in the world? Well, hon, come to find out, I wasn't the first one to notice it. I must be the last. I'm telling you, always a day late and dollar short, I guess. But hon, in 1999, the Southern Sentinel went out and did a huge write-up about Felix Jones. Here, I thought he was my discovery. Everybody in town knew about him first, I'm telling you. But they did a write-up about Felix and his chickens in that chicken house. And I was real curious about that. Several of the schools in the area bust their children over to see his chickens. And that's something. The preschools, and they would just bust them over to get to see his chickens, because they'd never seen anything like it. And I've never heard of anything like it. I had chickens, but they certainly didn't do none of that fancy-dancy stuff. Well, I'll show you some of these pictures. Tony, would you load that disc up for me? I'll tell you, it's some fancy stuff, and took some doing to teach them chickens how to do this stuff. I just never heard of no such. But it will be a great thing to see. I'm sure it will. And if you were around at that time, you might know some of these folks. It was in 1999 that this was written, and for several years that he did it. Tony, you got that disc? But it was 1999 that they did this write-up. And what I did, I put some of those pictures on here for us to enjoy. If you saw them back then, you probably enjoy seeing them again. All right, here's Felix showing the children how to throw. Well, we missed the first one. We'll go back to it. Now, this is in 1999. So look this group over, and you might see yourself or somebody you know. This will be shown again next Thursday at noon. So if you know somebody in this group, be sure and let them know that it'll be shown. Now here is Felix showing the kids how to throw corn. Then let them feed the chickens. Now here, kids tend to play, and they liable to just throw it like they're throwing rocks. So he showed them how to, to gently feed the chickens. And, Felix has always had a lot of patience with children. Now, he really has. Can you give us the next picture, Tony? Now, we're back to this group. Check these kids out and see if you know them. And you might be one of them. Check these children out. They're from Prather Head Start. And the ladies in the back, they're the instructors, and they were arriving here to see the chickens. They look kind of excited to me. Go ahead and load the next one. All right, this is a group of 4-year-olds in Pansy Gillard and Helen Dixon's Head Start class from Prather Head Start. In front is Markel Wilson, Anna Gibbs, Denisha Richardson, James Anthony Johnson, Jordan Pannell, Ladrisha Jackson, Kimberly Hill, Christopher Williams, Stephen Stafford, Angelica Prather, Christopher Joyner, Elia McWilliams, second row, Danette Yancey, Nisha McDonald, Mary Box, and Rajan Turner. Adults are Felix Jones, Pansy Gillard, Joe McMillan, Linda Yancey, and Helen Dixon. I know this was a trip to remember for those children. If you know one of them or some of their kinfolks that would like to see this, it will be aired again next Thursday. Next Thursday, isn't it at noon? At noon on next Thursday, this will be aired again, and make sure they get to see themselves. Go ahead and flip us to the next picture, Tony. Now, these are all the same group of children. Here's the kids feeding the chickens. It just looks like they're having fun to me. You see the little boy squatted down, getting more corn. And, it's just a fun thing for children to do. Even in '99, you just didn't see this every day. It just wasn't done. Go ahead and go to the next picture, Tony. Now, here's a really good shot of the chickens. Now, they're up there you can see them up on that board. They're up there playing the bells. They're pecking on those cans. They walk up this plank to a row of tin cans on the wall of the chicken house. As the chickens eat the corn, the sounds make music as we say bells. Felix says that they can play I Fly Away or Jingle Bells, and I'm sure he'd sing with them. And I guess it depends on which cans had the most corn in it. Now, he told me how he did that. He taught them to come closer and closer and got them where they would eat out of his hand. And then he put corn in the cans, and if they wanted corn, they had to go up there and get it. It's pretty smart. I tell you, he's a smart man. Go ahead and let's go to the next. All right, here's the kids from Prather Head Start walking under the entrance. He had this chicken house thing fixed. He had it going. And they were excited about the musical chickens in 1999. Now, they had fed them and they had seen them, but they didn't. They had never heard them play the music when this picture was taken. Really an exciting day. Go ahead. Now, this is just a shot of Felix playing his mandolin for a child. I haven't asked him who the little boy was. He's always loved kids, everybody's and anybody's. Kids are just half his heart. It makes him a very special man. And I just thought we needed to show that one too. The little boy looks like he's trying to play the drums, and they're making music at Felix's house. And I don't know about Sandra, they'd probably be driving me crazy, but I bet she's such a wonderful lady. She probably enjoyed it. That little boy looks like he'd be grade school size. Now, here's a good shot of Felix holding up his prize hen. Now, you raise these chickens out on the yard, and you get attached to them, and each one's got its own personality, and I imagine he had them petted up pretty good. Go ahead and flip it to the next one, Tony. I fear she must be the best music maker. You see her here hand-fed, I'm telling you. He told me that he would hold the corn out in his hand. And that was how he taught him, I told you. And he's got a lot more patience than I do. And I don't know, you country folks, I'd take to stick his hand out that chicken. I don't want him pecking on my hands. I'm telling you. Oh, me. But he's got a lot of patience. He's enjoying those chickens. And but this is a good shot of him feeding the chicken by hand. They were so petted and easy to manage. One more glance at him feeding the chickens, and the kids were off to the bus. Back to school, a fun day to remember in 1999. Now, can you imagine at that age, that was a special trip for these children in 1999. You add 13 years onto that, and we're talking about teenagers now or maybe college age. But I thought we would just enjoy this walk down memory lane together. It's a fun thing to do when we walk down memory lane here at Daryl's Little Corner. Thank you. May God bless.
This program brought to you by Cardinal Drive-In. Cardinal Drive-In, 1807 City Avenue North, Ripley. Cardinal Drive-In, 837-2970.